Howdy folks, today's Arcane object is one of the best toys that I ever bought myself. This is an air-powered pop rivet gun. Now, I think we're all familiar with the regular pop rivet gun that's hand operated and what a hand destroying device that is, even for someone who's young and doesn't have the beat up old mitts that I have. So I purchased this about a year ago and used it quite a bit on my old trailer. And yesterday I was sliding under the trailer and I had the regular hand rivet gun in my hand, and my wife is there and says, why are you using that? You have that air rivet gun. And I kind of forgot all about it, so I picked this out yesterday. And we're going to do some riveting on the belly pan of the Avion today. Alright, so I'm using these belly pan rivets, as you see, as opposed to a normal pop rivet. They have a really big, wide head on them. And so this distributes, the force in a larger area, and it's less likely to pull through the belly pan aluminum. Although the belly pan aluminum on this Avion is in really, really nice shape, and we really don't have much corrosion underneath here except for just the usual surface stuff. So what we're going to do is, these are a little bit larger than the rivets that were put in the belly pan to begin with. So what we're going to do is take a drill and open up the hole to the appropriate size. And a note about drills: buy yourself a new set of drills once in a while. A nice sharp drill will make all these jobs so much easier. Alright, so let's test fit that. Alright, we're going to want to put some pressure on that and keep that nice and tight when we draw it down. It's drilling up into the frame rail. So we will pop the rivet in the gun. Put it in there, put some good pressure on there to keep the belly pan up against the frame. We're going to pull the trigger. Okay, so that's what happens when you have the main shutoff on your airline turned off and you have like a little puff of air left in the airline, and it sounded like it was on, but it wasn't. So while I was back at the compressor, I'm not sure if you can see that, but it does tell you that the line pressure for this should not exceed 90 pounds, so I turned that down. It says recommended operating pressures between 70 and 90, so I turned this down to about 80 pounds of PSI. And okay, so we're pressing the belly pan up into the frame rail firmly. We got the rivet on, we're going to pull the trigger, and that's it. The mandrel pops into this little cup here so it doesn't shoot out too hard and then it falls out on the ground. I suppose if you wanted them not to fall on the ground, you could probably put a little piece of tape over this notch, but it seems like the second they pop in there, they fall right back out. So wow, that is so much easier than doing one by hand. So let's go on to the next one in line. Drill it out to the proper size. And simple as that. This is going to make a very painful, long, horrible job kind of fun, and it should go fairly quickly. I've got my Army surplus coveralls on because I'm doing a lot of drilling into aluminum, and those little curly cues off a nice sharp drill get everywhere. So that's it. That's the air riveter. Definitely worth the $100 and some I paid for it. It came, as you saw, with a little carrying case and a whole bunch of extra seals and all the other parts that go with it to rebuild it, should you need to. I'm thinking that the average home hobbyist is never going to use one, you know, enough to replace the seals in it. Seals might dry out, who knows. I've probably put a couple hundred rivets through this, and it doesn't seem to have any issues. They're available through a lot of different retailers. I'm not going to mention names because they're not paying me. I paid full price for this. It's my own tool. I am not biased in any way. You know, this is an honest review of a tool that I paid for. So, hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Put comments below. And if you have any other interesting tools that you think it might be good to share with people, I'd be happy to listen. Thanks a lot.